Welcome back, everyone, to yet another match post stumps analysis on the Third Man Cricket Show. And I mean, to just sum it up, आज क्या exactly हुआ in just one word, one sentence अगर देखा जाए तो oh my god. तो ऐसे लगा कि आज बारिश के predictions काफी थे, so we might not get some action packed cricket. And there were lots of frustrating times जब भी मैच चालू हो रहा था फिर 15 मिनट बाद फिर से बारिश आ रही थी. But the day wasn't short of excitement, Nikhil. It started with Jasprit Bumrah. We'll talk about that special over from Jasprit Bumrah, and then we'll talk about the entire day. But firstly, let me just introduce you back on the show. And also people in the comment section, welcome back everyone. Jay bhai, Omkar bhai ke चेहरे दिख रहे हैं. So Nikhil, I want to know your first initial reactions from what you just saw on day two.
Very good day, definitely our day, and top class cricket. All round, everything just clicked for us. बहुत अच्छा लगा कि we did not just wrapped up in the last days lead. क्योंकि बहुत बार ऐसा देखा गया है कि हम लास्ट डे का सब लेके आते हैं बहुत सारे रन्स और एंड देन ऑन द नेक्स्ट डे we just wobble up and I guess I've lost Sanchit here. Okay, so as I was saying, uh, Sanchit, are you there?
So sorry. I think मेरा network it glitched like the English batting lineup. So don't worry. Carry on.
So as I was saying, it was good that they capitalized on yesterday because we had got a good total, but we did not have a game-changing total, which we were provided in the first innings. And all thanks to Ravindra Jadeja's batting, the composure was outstanding, and how much he's grown as a Test match batter it just showed in this innings. And the Bumrah thing, I guess it was a complete bonus. You can say beginner's luck for Jasprit Bumrah as a captain because you do not expect that from a bowler who's got 550 wickets. So it was really good that some things are falling in our way because the toss did not go clearly in our way, and I guess it'll never will. I've left all hope that any toss is going to go our way. So the toss did not go our way, but we've made our way into this, and to get it, especially when we got Joe Root out. जो रूट जनरली ऐसा कभी होता नहीं है कि वो 60-70 बॉल खेलते हैं और ही डज नॉट रीच अ लैंडमार्क और ही डज नॉट गेट अ बिग स्कोर. बहुत अच्छा डिलीवरी था. थोड़ा सा अगेन स्लाइट बिट ऑफ मिसफॉर्चून फॉर रूट मेरे को लगा क्योंकि बॉल जितना डार्ट हुआ उतना उन्होंने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया होगा. So that was one of the game-changing wicket, and getting out the goddamn night watchman बहुत important था. बहुत बार देखा है कि ये लोग निकाल देते हैं पूरा दिन और नेक्स्ट डे 50 करते हैं, तो बहुत अच्छा लगा कि वो उनको निकाल दिया. सो वेरी मच ऑन टॉप, और आई गेस यही मोमेंटम आगे लेके जाना है.
Exactly. And to all those who have just joined in and जिन्होंने ऐसे मैच का स्कोर देखा ना होगा, तो let me just give you a score update before we move on to Himanshu here. So as Nikhil said, the toss didn't go our way, but why fear when Jasprit Bumrah is there? उन्होंने तो बैट के साथ बॉल के साथ मैच का पूरा डायरेक्शन ही बदल दिया. तो currently England are 84 for 5 in 27 overs. And they are trailing by 332 runs with Johnny Bairstow and Ben Stokes. The stars of the New Zealand series are at the crease. So it will be very interesting to see what kind of an approach they put up with tomorrow. तो उसके बारे में भी बात करते हैं. But from India's point of view, the star has to be Jasprit Bumrah, taking 3 wickets for 35 runs in his 11 overs, and Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj, who took the crucial wicket of Joe Root right at the end of day 2. तो काफी exciting bowling performances भी थी. They did start off pretty quickly, English batters, but we managed to pull it back with the regular wicket taking. So it was a very good day for Team India. तो हिमांशु आपकी तरफ आते हैं. जैसे ये comment from Rama is saying that summary of day 2 has to be boom boom Bumrah. तो बुमराह के बारे में बात कर ही ली with the bat. तो अंकित भाई ने यहाँ पे अच्छा कमेंट किया कि he may now create records of now having most wickets at the 7th ball of an over. So I think उन्होंने 2 बार विकेट लिए, like tactical no balls मैंने एक ट्वीट डाला था आज कि इट शुड बी लाइक अ न्यू टर्म, तो टैक्टिकल नो बॉल्स डाल के सातवें बॉल में विकेट लेना, डू यू थिंक इट विल बी अ कॉमन कॉमन टर्म नाउअडेज?
आई गेस बिकॉज बेन स्टोक्स ने भी वही किया था अपने इनिंग्स में भी, सो मे बी आ सकता है, बट संचित भाई आई वुड से ज्यादा ट्वीट मत करो, जिंक्स हो जाएगा.
या इंग्लैंड के बारे में करो.
बट या टैक्टिकल नोबल मतलब इट्स एक्चुअली काइंड ऑफ डिफिकल्ट. मतलब हाउ कैन यू प्रेडिक्ट कि मैं अगर नो बॉल डालूंगा तो मेरे को ज्यादा चांस मिलेगा विकेट निकालने का. इट्स काइंड ऑफ बिट ऑफ लक एज वेल, बट अगर इफ इट्स वर्किंग कंसिस्टेंटली एंड दे आर प्लानिंग समथिंग लाइक दैट, देन इट्स मास्टर स्ट्रोक, दैट आई हैव टू से.
एग्जैक्टली तो यहाँ पे कमेंट सेक्शन के साथ भी इंटरेक्ट कर लेते, तो गौरव भाई फिर से हार्ड लक गौरव भाई, सो ही इज अ इंग्लिश सपोर्टर इन आवर कमेंट सेक्शन, वेरी very nice person. So unfortunately it didn't go well for England today, so he's saying that he has to appreciate India, the way they played, literally very disappointed as England fan. And Ronaldo living United, okay, nice. I think Imanshu will have a smile being a rival fan, so very difficult day overall for him. So yeah, I think being an English and a United fan has always been difficult. मैं भी बोल सकता हूँ Arsenal fan, okay, but yeah, I mean बाकी comments भी ले लेते हैं. तो जय भाई कह रहे हैं India dominated 5 sessions out of 6. So Nikhil, coming to you, dominating sessions has to be the basic priority of winning a test match. So after day 2, we have dominated on 5 out of the 6 sessions that have been played in this day. So do you think that we are at that position जहाँ से हम बोल सकते हैं as fans कि yeah, I think the series is in our bag, but do you think is that point has reached, or do you still feel कि थोड़ा I think बाकी है?
I guess we have dominated the 5 sessions out of 6. When the 3 wickets fell, I thought, here we go again, another England tour, and our top order has collapsed. And what are we going to do? We don't know who is going to stand up. But they really stood up, and all series long, may it be 2021 or 2022 now, India have found a way, and India's lower middle order is looking as good as any of the lower middle orders in the world right now, because you have an unbelievable player in Rishabh Pant, who does unbelievable things, with a very reliable batter in Ravindra Jadeja. बहुत बार उनको क्वेश्चन किया जाता है, और आई गेस इट्स वेरी अनफेयर ऑन हिम. उनको क्वेश्चन किया जाता है कि रविचंद्रन अश्विन को क्यों नहीं खिला रहे आप, ही हैज सो मेनी विकेट्स. बट क्लियरली वो जो नंबर 7 का स्पॉट है अभी डिसाइड हो गया है कि नंबर 7 पे जो अच्छा बैटिंग करेगा वो प्रेफर किया जाएगा मोर देन इज बॉलिंग, बिकॉज इंग्लैंड है, आपको आपके पास ऑलरेडी 4 सीमर है इन द आर्मरी. सो द फिफ्थ बॉलर विल बी जाडेजा. सो थोड़ा सा बैटिंग पर्सपेक्टिव से भी आप उनको देखना चाहते हैं. सो वेरी गुड, बट आई गेस इट्स नॉट ओवर येट, बिकॉज मेन इंग्लैंड का ये था कि दे हैव ऑल्सो done the same thing which we have done. They have come out of difficult situations, and they've won games. We saw England, New Zealand making 400 in the first innings and still losing. So very crucial that we take all the 20 wickets. That's what has been our key to success overseas, and that's what we back ourselves to do. We play a 5 bowler attack in almost every overseas situation. So it is to take 20 wickets. So let's just not preempt anything. Just be focused on taking those 20 wickets. And ये वाला जो partnership होगा ना, जॉनी बेयरस्टो बेन स्टोक्स वाला, क्योंकि they have started to plunge in the ultra aggressive approach in test match cricket, जहाँ पे
Right.
आपको लगता है as a bowler you are on top, but they think that they are on top even if the situation whatever it is. They are almost like a Rishabh Pant kind of foil, but I have to say they are better on the technical aspect. So बहुत क्रूशल होगा इन लोगों को कैसे आप आउट करेंगे, और कैसे आप एक स्ट्रैटेजी बनाएंगे जहाँ जहाँ पे वो शैकल्स ना खोले. So not over yet, but let's be focused on taking all 20 wickets.
Exactly, and it's a very interesting point that you made कि ये जो current partnership है, because England are currently placed in a similar position, जैसे जेबा यहाँ पे कह रहे हैं in the comment section that they are placed in a similar position as we were when Rishabh Pant and Jadeja did that wonders with the partnership. So they have lost a wicket less than what we had at this position, but we never know. I mean, England have done it against New Zealand. They managed to come back from being 120 for 5 to scoring over 350 runs. So it will be very interesting, हिमांशु, कि कौन से अप्रोच से वो आते हैं. जैसे हमने कल भी शो पे बात की थी कि whether they'll like to take the attack to the Indian bowlers, because Indian bowlers, I mean, एक comment भी था कि only 38.1 overs were bowled in the entire day, and we have seen so much. We have seen almost literally 9 wickets falling plus more than 150 runs being scored. So when was the last time you saw that happening? This test match is going at a rapid pace. So Himanshu, coming to you basically. So result, I think it's definitely there in this test match. So coming to you, talking about day two, like exactly what happened. तो बुमराह के बारे में बात करते हैं, since you joined in a little bit late. So that over to Stuart Broad, 35 runs. Do you think that Bumrah should now actually seriously think about batting a little bit higher in the batting order, because इतना नीचे आके भी कुछ मतलब नहीं है. He should be batting a little bit higher. So what do you think about that?
सो एक्चुअली सोचा जाए तो वैसे बुमराह शुड बैट अप, बट उसके आगे शमी है एंड उसके आगे ठाकुर है. सो फिर वो किस में से किसको नीचे डाले इज अनदर कनंड्रम, बिकॉज दे आर ऑल्सो केपेबल बैट्समैन. शमी ने हमको दिखा दिया कि ही कैन ऑल्सो बैट. अननेसेसरी वो रैंप शॉट मारने गए, दैट इज ओके, बट दैट इज हिट ऑफ द मोमेंट हो जाता है. एंड बुमराह का, आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट, मैं उस टाइम मैच देख रहा था, आई सॉ फर्स्ट 2 शॉट्स एंड देन मेरा सोनी लिव ग्लिच हो गया. So I missed the rest of the over.
अरे
I missed the rest of the over, and I have seen them on the highlights. And so highlights में देखने का since I was following on cricket, बस वो उतना मजा नहीं आया मुझे जितना live देखने में मजा आता of course. But I was means awed. मतलब इसके पहले का रिकॉर्ड ब्रायन लारा का था, उसने तोड़ा है. वो ब्रायन लारा का रिकॉर्ड तोड़ा. It's a big achievement to break any record of Brian Lara. So it was fantastic. And मुझे, आई एम एक्चुअली क्रिटिकल ऑफ इंग्लैंड बॉलर्स. सी दे, उनका स्ट्रेंथ है स्विंग करना, फुल लेंथ डालना. दे आर पिकिंग अप विकेट्स इन स्लिप्स. अपना पूरा टॉप ऑर्डर उन्होंने वैसा खाली किया है. व्हाई दिस शॉर्ट बॉल अप्रोच टू टेल एंडर्स? if the swinging ball is unplayable, then why not to tail enders as well? If you consider top order batsmen are much more technically superior than the tail enders you say, or lower order batsmen as we should call them, why the short ball? Because half of the time if you leave a short ball, it's simple carry to the keeper. There is no other chance than if you go at it. If you just leave it, then what's the point? I was just annoyed by that factor more.
Exactly. Yeah, Nikhil, you had to say something about that.
I completely agree with Himanshu because just before, I guess, 15-20 balls that got out a man who's batted for 180 balls with that swinging delivery. It's a brand new Duke's ball. It's just 3 to 4 overs old. And you're banging it in. And it's nothing wrong in banging it in because bodyline bowling is a technique used. But you've got to have the pace. Stuart Broad was, I think, he slightly overcompensated. He was thinking that he was 25 at his prime and bowling 140 bullets, but in reality he is now 35 plus and hardly hits 135. So it was quite easy to for Bumrah to just swing it away. And as I said, it was fortune because even after getting hit for so many runs, he continued with that approach till the last ball. So it was very strange to see that. And as we said that if they would have bowled full, the case would have been different. One, and second is the man who hit them for those 29 odd runs actually takes them out with the Yorkers. So he actually takes out the England tailenders with Yorkers. So you could have gone for that strategy as well. So they have overcompensated and lost around about 35 to 40 runs just because of that short ball approach to the tailenders. Almost it was like a rule that now the short ball will come into play because the tailenders are in.
Exactly, and I think this is the same mistake that they did all the way back in Lords in 2021. वो जो emotions में बह जाना ऐसे कहते हैं ना, तो that happened and you saw. I mean, वो time पे अगर cool minded रहते, if they ball just to the plans, then India would have been all out away before that. तो थोड़े से comments भी ले लेते हैं. Very interesting comments section आ गया है, तो काफी funny ones भी है. तो यहाँ पे रमा ने यहाँ पे कहा है कि फ्लिंटॉफ वॉचिंग दैट ओवर इस बार तो मेरी गलती भी नहीं थी टू yeah, who can forget what happened in 2007, man? But yeah, it's very. I mean, even Stuart Broad wouldn't have expected this to happen. So at the start of his career, he faced that. Now, potentially at the end of his career, he faced this. So what a typical way to actually summarize Stuart Broad's journey. But he's a quality bowler, definitely. That's for sure. सात्विक भाई मजे ले रहे गौरव पंडित के साथ कह रहे कि आफ्टर बुमराह मैच 35 रन आई थिंक गौरव पंडित सदमे में गया है या आई मीन इतना it was a pretty odd situation. Even us Indian fans were like, "अरे क्या हो रहा है?" Even the dressing room was like, "अरे क्या हो रहा है ये?" So that was some unreal hitting. तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग एक डिबेट चल रहा है इन द कमेंट सेक्शन इफ यू गाइस कैन नोटिस अबाउट बुमराह बीइंग पोटेंशियली मेड एज द नेक्स्ट परमानेंट टेस्ट कैप्टन. सो सौरभ देसाई ने यहाँ पे कहा था कि ही इज फैंटास्टिक, मेक हिम द टेस्ट कैप्टन. So even Jay Bai said that other than bowling, acted very maturely as captain, applauding his teammates, going up to them and talking to them. So guys, I want to throw this question to the panel also in the comment section. Do you feel that Jasprit Bumrah should be named as the next India's test captain in the longer format, especially in the longer format? Because what's his age? I think age is on his side definitely. I think
28.
is yeah 28. I think
27,
definitely
28.
he's going to be there for a long time. So Jasprit Bumrah as the test captain, what are your thoughts? Comment section, आप भी बता दो. Let's see what you guys have to think. But you guys can also answer. Imanshu, starting with you first.
So I liked actually Bumrah's captaincy. मुझे उनके changes and his attitude and approach, I liked it very much. But that's the thing. अगर what he's thinking, if does he want to be the captain? That's one factor we need to look at that. And another is this is just one off match. मे बी उसके वजह से एटीट्यूड चेंज हो सकता है बिकॉज कैप्टनसी का अलग प्रेशर आ जाता है. अगर इफ अ प्लेयर नोज कि अगर मैं एक मैच का कैप्टन हूँ एंड बाद में वापस रोहित शर्मा आके ले लेगा, सो इट्स ओके, आई विल गिव माय बेस्ट, दिस इज माय अपॉर्चुनिटी, मैं काम कर दूंगा, खत्म. तो दैट वन पर्सपेक्टिव कैन बी देयर. So to check if Bumrah is viable captain or not is we need to give him few more games. We can't be IPL वाला thing कि अच्छा खेला तो let's take him. We need to give Bumrah a few more games. Even though I liked all the decisions he take, let's wait. Let's not jump the wagon. I would say.
Interesting. कमेंट सेक्शन में भी ये देखा जाए तो लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल आर सेइंग यस इन फेवर ऑफ बुमराह. तो उससे सबसे पहले थैंक यू जय भाई फॉर येट अनदर काइंड जेस्चर ऑफ सेंडिंग अस अ सुपर चैट. तो बुमराह डे इन डेट डेफिनेटली होपफुली इट इज द बुमराह सीरीज for that matter after we win this test match. तो सात्विक भाई भी कह रहे जब पैट कमिंस हो सकता है टेस्ट कैप्टन देन व्हाई नॉट बुमराह. एंड जे भाई आल्सो हैज अ वेरी unique approach also on this, so he can also take over the captaincy from Rohit for Mumbai Indians in the future. So that's a very interesting suggestion. So MI fans, agar aap dekh rahe, you can also answer what you feel will that happen. But yeah, Nikhil, you were going to say something.
It is a very interesting plot to see Jasprit Bumrah to be the Indian captain. But as I was of the opinion when Pat Cummins was given the captaincy, is that it is not much of a workload management, but just the pressure of captaining in the Test match is that you cannot have that rest which you have at home. Because usually you see that Bumrah being rested for the series against you say Bangladesh is touring or Sri Lanka is touring us. So you give the ball to the youngsters in Siraj and Umesh who have proved a lot, and you give a good amount of rest to Bumrah so that he's fresh for the T20 series. So that must be looked after. And as Himanshu rightly mentioned, that a lot of things are in his favor right now, because firstly it's a one-off test match, then secondly we cannot lose the test series, so that brings down the pressure a lot. Had this been a 2-1 when we are down, it would have been a complete different story and a lot of pressure. But these things are going with him, just to make sure that he gets more games as a captain. Then you can judge, because if you don't judge anyone uh, on the basis of his bad performance in one or two games, you cannot judge anyone by the good performance in one or two games. So it always takes time. I think Rohit's time has come to a little bit halt with all the injuries and concerns. So max till 2023, I am expecting him to captain. Hopefully, it's a very tough road for us for the World Test Championship final. But if we make it till there, I think Rohit will stay with us till there, and post that no problem in getting Jasprit in. Just that he gets enough games or gets enough eye in, so that he's fit and available and ready to take up that role and take up that responsibility.
Exactly. Even comment section में अगर देखा जाए तो there is an interesting point made by Rahul Singh. तो we know that Bumrah has played majority of his games away from home, and home में बस I think one or two series that he's played against England and one or two other opposition if I can't remember properly. So he doesn't play that much at home as compared to away. And with India going to play majority of their matches in the next 2 years in Asia, तो बुमराह का उतना रोल नहीं रहेगा. सो वी मे सी हिम नॉट प्लेइंग फॉर अ कपल ऑफ मैचेस टू मैनेज दैट वर्कलोड. जैसे उन्होंने कहा कि इज अ 3 फॉर्मेट बॉलर एंड हिज वर्कलोड मैनेजमेंट शुड बी टेकन केयर ऑफ फॉर द लॉन्गेविटी. तो इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट. तो उसके वजह से शायद वी मे नॉट सी बुमराह बीइंग मेड एज द टेस्ट कैप्टन. बट या आई थिंक सम वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट्स आर देयर. सात्विक भाई भी कह रहे हैं कि व्हाइट बॉल कैप्टनसी इज अ लिटिल बिट टू अर्ली. तो देखते हैं. आई थिंक टेस्ट के बारे में बात करें तो मे बी इज देयर, बट व्हाइट बॉल आई डोंट थिंक that is gonna happen. So let's see. I mean, still there is a long way to go in this test match also before we discuss on what is set to come in the future. तो फिलहाल फिर से आ जाते हैं एडबास्टन में. तो we have seen India breaching a lot of fortress guys. तो गैबा ब्रीच किया, फिर बाद में we managed to even breach one of the fortress in South Africa, and one more
Centurion
fortress.
once.
Yeah, Centurion breach. Yeah. So now we have the chance to breach the fortress at Baston, where we haven't won since 1967. So we are placed in a very well position. So this can be like the perfect end to the Virat Kohli era in Test cricket. So Himanshu, what do you think? Will this be the perfect, what you can say, fairy tale ending for Virat Kohli, the captain?
So I guess this should be, because we are currently in superb driving position. Like if I were to give prediction, I would say like India to win 80%. I would give 15% to England, 5% for no result, because the rains are, yeah, there in England. So yeah, and another thing is that Ben Stokes and Bairstow are there, but there is another thing, they are trailing by 330. So that will be another hell of a task and will be weighing up on their head. So I think Indian chances are very good. So, and if we break this fortress as well and capture it, it will be like just a crowning moment. Like when we play that Monopoly board game, when we defeat one by one, all the players on the board, it will feel like that. It will like complete whole circle, and it will feel just monumental, and we will be top of the world. Wala feeling it will give.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that would be such a fairy tale ending, definitely. So, yeah, Ramai is saying that Oval also we managed to breach after 50 years in
Yes.
2021. So, Oval was also one of the grounds we didn't play that well. So, lots of good memories in 2021. So, hopefully, we continue it in 2022. It hasn't been a good year for India in 2022. So, this victory can serve as a great purpose. Rahul Singh keh rahe, credit to Kohli and Shastri for giving the debut in South Africa in 2018 when Umesh was at his lethal best during home series. Yes, definitely. I think Jasprit Bumrah came in as a very unknown package in Test cricket. So I remember Michael Holding, the great Michael Holding, mentioning it in the interview that Jasprit Bumrah should not travel to England. He doesn't have that English bowling conditions, kind of a bowling action or bowling tactics to succeed well in England. And now look, 3 years later, he's now captaining his side to a potential series victory in England. So that is the comeback that Jasprit Bumrah managed to do in this format. So definitely, I think he has been a revelation in this format. तो let's see what happens. तो currently इंग्लैंड के बारे में थोड़ा बात कर लेते. We talked a little bit more about India. तो with Johnny Bairstow, Ben Stokes, then उसके बाद Sam Billings है. तो Ben Foakes, who was under a good form in the New Zealand series, has now missed out due to COVID and a little bit of injury. तो Sam Billings के लिए काफी crucial innings भी रहेगी in this test match. Then after that, Matty Potts, Broad and Anderson. So that doesn't really convince you as an English fan, but you can you can very much say that कि ये जो current pair है, this is the last hope for England. That is for sure, Nikhil. So, what do you think the game plan for England should be? Do you want them to take the attack straight to Indian bowlers, or do you want them to at least play cautiously, at least for 1 or 2 sessions tomorrow, and then think whether to go for it or not?
Yes, they are a bit of a muddle here because 84 for 5, you have 300 plus runs to, trail, and not much batting left. But one thing I'm very sure of that is that whatever they called these days, baseball or something, they cannot play it against this Indian bowling attack because it is quite lethal. One thing that New Zealand were missing, I thought, was out and out pace, because they were clocking 140, but all three of these Indian bowlers, even Shardul sometimes hits 140, but these three consistently hit 140 plus. So you cannot just charge him like Stokes charged Bolt. He tried in the few balls he played today, and he was unsuccessful. Even with Bairstow, his best shot is the pull, and it's not so easy to pull Jasprit Bumrah or Mohammad Shami. It is comparatively easy to pull a Tim Saudi who is bowling around the wicket and at 125, 130. Having said that, they will have to slightly stay on the traditional side tomorrow, because you have to negotiate the threat of Bumrah and Shami. They have stayed quite fresh because of the interruptions. It's helped them. So they are going to come out raging tomorrow. And till then, till then, Siraj and Shardul will be fresh because Shardul did not bowl today. So it will be, and that's the reason why they play four-man pace attack, because two of them continue to remain fresh, but two of them continue to remain raring to go. So it definitely won't be that easy, which like it looked against New Zealand. But definitely these three batters in Stokes, Bairstow, and Sam Billings, it will be very important for them to take a stand and not just let this Indian bowling take everything away from them.
Exactly, and it's a very interesting point that you made. Ki Indian bowlers, because of that rain delay, they were kept fresh, and I think that is what actually England didn't think that would happen, because at some point उनको भी ऐसे लगा था कि yes, once this break happens, then you can see the likes of Shardul Thakur and Jadeja coming in, and फिर तभी उनको attack करेंगे. As you mentioned, that Saudi का pace and if you compare it to someone like a Mohammad Shami or a Jasprit Bumrah, it is completely different. So it is very difficult to actually hit the pull shot जैसे आपने कहा. तो इवन ग्रेम स्मिथ जैसे सात्विक भाई कह रहे हैं सेट दैट बेस्ट तो नहीं लग रहा है जो बेस्ट अभी न्यूजीलैंड के अगेंस्ट खेल रहा था. सो it was expected. We even talked about it in the show yesterday, whether they will be taking the attack to the Indian bowlers or not. So Himanshu, I think it's fair to say that they are playing it cautiously against Bumrah and Shami. But do you think that they are going to take the attack when someone like a Shardul Thakur comes into ball? Because I feel that they are targeting someone like a Shardul Thakur to at least get the runs flowing, because he is the only one you can really attack from this bowling lineup. But Shardul Thakur also possesses that double-edged sword. तो
Wicket
वो
taking.
runs भी पाएगा but wicket भी लेगा. So it's a
Yes.
very difficult situation for English fans to be in. But what would you do if you were an English fan? What would you want the team to do?
The thing is, it's a huge conundrum. One thing I would say that against New Zealand was that find New Zealand's bowling attack kind of unidimensional. Means they are swing bowlers and not that. Indian bowlers do have that hard ball as well, which retains the pace and hits heavy on the bat. Like Bumrah and Shami do have those deliveries. I didn't find that against by New Zealand bowlers. And another thing is like, yeah, these are English conditions. One ball has your name on it, and you have to succumb to that, no matter how great you are. So if you want to be a sitting duck and make yourself like a bait for a wicket, then it's your call. My personal choice would always be like the baseball they are saying, go for the chance. It's okay. If your coach says that you can go and attack the bowlers, then why is there doubt in your mind? And when you have clarity of thoughts, you can go for it. Clarity of thoughts makes a lot of decision making easier. So I would personally go after the bowlers. I know it's a risky call. You're already 84 for 5, but if you keep on defending, you are still going to lose your wickets. So if okay, if you go hit few runs, at least scoreboard would move ahead at least.
Exactly, I completely agree with this because अगर defend करते then what difference will it be from that England side in 2021 to what they are playing now? So at least they are currently on the back foot. Even they know it, the fans know it, the management knows it. So why not just take the attack to the Indian bowler? जैसे India ने किया when they were in such situation, they just played fearlessly. They managed to attack that boundary which Rishabh Pant hit to Jimmy Anderson yesterday at this
That was
situation.
the
That was a turning point indeed. So I think वैसे ही कुछ इंग्लैंड चाहेगी in this test match. Maybe a straight drive to someone like a Jasprit Bumrah to just show the intent what they want to do. But at the end वही बात आती है कि our tail enders are better than theirs. So we can even think कि चलो even after Rishabh Pant gets out, we can still expect 40 or 50 runs because of the strength of our tail enders and the lower order that we have. तो इंग्लैंड के लिए वी कांट से द सेम बिकॉज ऑफ देयर टेल एंडर सो इट विल बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज राहुल सिंह ने भी यहाँ पे यही कहा है निखिल कि व्हाट कोहली लर्नड इन 2018 ओवरसीज साइकिल that lower order runs making a difference. Both the teams are being 120 for 5, then lower order making the difference and plan Jadeja came because 2018 कौन भूल सकता है निखिल सैम करन वी ऑल नो व्हाट हैपेंड सैम करन ने पूरा एक सीरीज हरा दिया था so finally, we are now being the England of 2018 with the lower order runs. So how does it feel to see that journey complete within 3 years?
uh, they've put in a lot of hard work. Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, all the fast bowlers have put in a lot of hard work to not just score runs, but to put a price on their wicket. They say that we are going to stick there because it's very difficult for us to get wickets. So we are not going to give any free wickets or any easy wickets to anyone now. So the finally the hard work is paying off, and as we have seen, champion teams they have a very good tail enders. You've seen Australia over the years; they are very strong. You see, in back in Sri Lanka, the ball is turning square, and Pat Cummins comes in and he scores 16 ball 26. So that's their strength. The tail enders who can contribute 40 to 50 runs every game consistently. So England are missing that quite a bit because a different England side would have Sam Curran coming at 8, then Ollie Robinson who can bat a bit at 9. Even you have Craig Overton who can bat a bit. Even Jamie Overton showed that he's a very very potent batsman who 97 on debut. So they are missing that bit. I've never seen Matty Potts bat, but I think he can stick around for a bit. So everything going around, they need some runs on the board. And as Himanshu said, that it's a double-edged sword. You want to go for it, but you also don't want to lose your wicket. So you either go for it and score those runs and get the foot in, or you just get wrapped up. And they knew they absolutely have the knowledge that we are going to get bundled up for a 100 odd or a 150 odd with this approach, but more or less they want to go with that approach even then. So it'll be really interesting tomorrow, as they say, the moving day of a test match. And this test match seems to be moving a lot quicker than we've expected. So very interesting to see what we have in the test match forward.
Exactly, and it's a very interesting time, not just for this test match, but also for the series to come. But उससे पहले Rama said that shot took by punt of Jimmy took me to the same shot in Gaba. Yes, that shot, that off drive that we famously saw, that last shot, winning runs at Gaba. So definitely some good memories. But it's a very interesting point that you made, Nikhil, कि कौन से approach से वो आते हैं because after this test match, our test cycle actually ends for this year. Then we directly play in November against Bangladesh. But for England, it actually starts from from here, because South Africa is going to come there to play three tests. So they don't want to send a different message to South Africa. So even South Africa will be watching this match carefully. तो उनको लगेगा कि हाँ, if they can target, because South Africa also has a good bowling attack. So if they see England being vulnerable and being very cautious against a good bowling attack, then South Africa will feel more confident playing against this English side. But if England takes the attack to the Indian bowlers, even if they end up losing, South Africa will still think that yeah, maybe this will be a tough challenge for them. So it is all about sending a message for England as well, because we all know that series के तो खेल सकते, but when it comes to World Championship points, they are nowhere in the picture. So they can even have the liberty of going for it. Why not just die trying, ऐसे बोलते हैं. So it will be very interesting to see what happens. But ये टेस्ट मैच के बारे में बात करें, let us have a look ahead. तो fortunately guys, weather के हिसाब से it is much better than what we saw in the first 2 days. So it is expected to be sunny for the most parts starting from tomorrow, at least till the end of day 5. तो काफी एक्साइटिंग मैच रहेगा. तो when we talk about the second innings, राहुल सिंह यहाँ पे कह रहे हैं if Pujara scores 80 plus in the second innings, then its place gets fixed. लेकिन डेजा वू याद है, यही टाइम पे हम लोग लास्ट ईयर बात कर रहे थे पुजारा और रहाणे के बारे में. फिर से नाउ वी आर हियर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेम थिंग ऑल ओवर अगेन. तो हिमांशु निखिल ने तो उनके पॉइंट्स बता दिए थे लास्ट ईयर, वी ऑल नो दैट. तो हिमांशु, नाउ इट्स योर टाइम टू जस्टिफाई Pujara's place in the side. Do you think that 80 plus runs will be enough for him to secure that place at number 3?
I actually think Pujara shouldn't be dropped in test matches at all. I just love that guy. I am actually a huge fan of Pujara and in his test cricket. In fact, I was such a fan that I wanted him to play for Chennai and play a few matches in IPL as well. So apart from that, the thing is, Pujara is a different metal of batsman, and when he gets his eye in, one thing that he does is frustrate the bowler. He plays with the bowler's mind, and those things are means you see Pant, he goes aggro against bowler, that plays differently with the bowler's mind. But a bowler knows that if I go for it, he will go for that shot. There is a chance against taking his wicket. When Pujara settles in, it's literally if Pujara decides he wants to get out, he gets out. Otherwise, he is not moving from the crease, and he bloody just destroys the bowler's mind. So it has been tough times for him. He has not been performing as expected of him. But I would love to see Pujara continue. And one more positive thing is that since you mentioned that India will be playing majority of their matches at home, what better way to get your form back at home?
Exactly. And to all the Pujara fans watching, there is a very interesting stat that Pujara does really well in the second innings. So second innings में उनका average काफी अच्छा है in the recent times. So I think it's above 40 or 45 odd runs. So let's see what happens. Yeah,
43,
Nikhil,
I
you're gonna
guess.
say something.
I think this is the selection of him in this squad was pretty tactical because he scored he scored 700 odd runs in the county series in 7 odd matches.
County.
So
Yeah.
you were missing, you wanted experience, and it has paid off in a very peculiar way because you've lost Rohit Sharma due to COVID, he can't play. Then you've lost KL Rahul to an injury, he can't play. So the selection of Pujara became even more peculiar when they lost the one of the best batters for India in Test match cricket. So this is purely tactical, I feel, but I think it's time to move on because for a simple reason, because Hanuma Vihari and Shreyas Iyer have sat out, they've grinded hard, and especially Hanuma Vihari because he hasn't been given the respect of the Test specialist that Pujara and Rahane initially got. He hasn't got a permanent place. He was dropped. He was never picked in the 2021 11 against England. Even if he had played that county games and it scored really well, then he wasn't picked for the New Zealand series, saying that he was pushed ahead in South Africa to play club cricket and get him ready, and he didn't get a game in all three matches. So I think it's time for Hanuma Vihari to really get those 10, 11, 12 test matches on the trot to prove that how good he is, because mind you, he's the only batter who has come from a domestic circuit. And it's very sad that in the last around 5-10 years, you've just got two batters who've come from the domestic circuit grinding hard. One is Cheteshwar Pujara, second is Hanuma Vihari. So it is really sad for the Ranji Trophy format to have declined like that. But I think it was purely tactical selection for Pujara, and we'll definitely see pretty new faces in Bangladesh. And when people tour to India, and mind you, there's one of the most important tours is coming our way in January 2023, where Australia is coming to India. So we better be ready for the tour, and it'll be very very crucial.
Exactly, and I think that is the next big thing for test series for Team India, because that can potentially be our decider for that ticket to the World Test Championship final. And Australia definitely, and I think 99% clear है कि वो लोग ही final खेलने वाले हैं. So it may possibly be a final before the final for Team India if everything goes well. So yeah, I think that series will be amazing, especially knowing what Australia have been doing in Asia, beating Pakistan in Pakistan, and now on the verge of creating history in Sri Lanka as well. They will want to complete that treble by beating India in India. So let's see. It's still थोड़ा time है. तो थोड़ा सा कमेंट से भी देख लेते हैं. काफी इंटरेस्टिंग कमेंट्स आए थे. When we spoke about Vihari, Rahul कह रहे हैं कि only thing with Vihari is that can he score what Pujara scored from that 2015 2019. So it will be very interesting, because abhi, now this is going to be the time for Vihari to step up, because after this I think Pujara, I think this is a swan song for Pujara. Even he knows it. Even the team management knows it. So they want him to go on a high, and he deserves this series because he was a part of the setup for the last 2 or 3 years. So this series will be a perfect send off for him. So even he knows that. So it will be very interesting. But yeah, हनुमा विहारी के लिए काफी अच्छा ये है सेटअप है. शमी पुराने बॉल से ज्यादा डेंजरस है. Yes, definitely. Reverse swing will definitely come into picture tomorrow, and English batters know this, and that is why we are saying कि will they attack him? Will they not attack him? तो देखते हैं क्या होता है. How many players have scored 100 in their first tours in Australia, England, and South Africa? Can you name anyone? Apart from Rishabh Pant, of course, I think that is the point. So I don't think anyone has done, at least from India. But Steve Smith, maybe.
I guess.
No, I guess he suffered
His
in South
first tour
Africa.
in India, he's definitely scored 100 in
No, yeah, he didn't
England.
score in India. He scored 92. He
Oh
scored in
yes,
South Africa. He scored in England. He scored 100 in Oval in 2013. South अगर if Sena is for us, then maybe Asia हम लोग ऑस्ट्रेलिया के हिसाब से देख सकते हैं. Then yeah,
yeah.
Steve Smith 92 to an extent. Joe Root didn't score 100 in Australia for a while. So yeah, let's see. Comment section आप भी बता दो. Do you can you recollect a player like this? Really very interesting.
Uh,
So
Ganguly started his 100 in England. Then I don't know about Australia or South Africa. So it's really tough, man. No name comes. I guess Don Bradman. I'll just go for it.
बेस्ट सेफ आंसर वही है. डॉन आंसर पता नहीं, डॉन ब्रैडमैन या सचिन तेंदुलकर, दोनों में से कोई एक तो मारा ही होगा. दैट इज फॉर श्योर. So let's see comment section. आप भी बता दो if you can see, if you can, let's see whether you guys know it as well. तो थोड़ा सा फॉर्मेट स्पेसिफिक डिफरेंट फॉर्मेट का क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं टू जस्ट चेंज द टोन. राहुल सिंह कह रहे हैं, डू यू सी कोहली ओपनिंग नाउ फ्रॉम T20 now onwards in T20? है रोहित कोहली स्काई पंत management is backing Pandya, DK, Jadeja, with KL Rahul being out for 2 months. So Nikhil, coming to you, Kohli the opener, do you want us to go back to that route again?
Definitely. I'm of the strong opinion that you will have to take that hard call because by the looks of it, I am seeing is that they want to play Dinesh Karthik in that finisher role, that specialist role. Pandya, the Rishabh Pant are a sure shot. Even Jadeja. Now, if after all this he is not a sure shot, then all the best to you. For me, Surya Kumar Yadav is India's best T20 international batsman currently. The scores he's made throughout in the last few years He has looked the big match player. So they will have to take the hard call as to the selection of one of Kohli and Rahul, because it will be interesting, because you just cannot play all three and then play Sky and then play Dinesh Karthik. So either it's Dinesh Karthik versus Sky, which is never will be a competition, because two very very distinctive roles, two very very different players. So I think it'll be the toughest call that Rohit Sharma would need to take in his captaincy career for India. That he will have to choose between Virat Kohli and KL Rahul. So, so I just don't want to take that headache. But I really feel that Rohit alongside one of Kohli and Rahul, and then you can get through to that excellent middle order, which is Sky. Then you got Pant, then you got Pandya, then you got Jadeja, and DK finishing it off at 7. That's a one hell of batting lineup. Plus, you've got two bowling options in your top 6, which is a very very rare thing when it comes to the Indian team. So hopefully it all comes through. We have time, but as I said, they will have the headache to choose the top 3, top 4, and it's going to be a huge one.
Definitely, yes. And I think if, let's say, in the near future, if Deepak Huda is also amongst the T20 squad mix, then we will also have another bowling option in our top order, because Deepak Huda is also known to roll his arms a little bit, and he has already started his T20 career on a high. So ये World Cup मुझे नहीं लगता खेलेंगे, but definitely one for the future indeed. So let's see what happens. रौनक भाई कह रहे highlight of the day Bumrah's
Actually,
no
I
ball.
have
Yeah.
actually I have a different opinion. Actually, don't. I somehow don't want to see Kohli in T20 team. That's my opinion. Uh, he has not been performing that level. I know Kohli's record in T20 is fantastic, but that has not transformed in recent games as well. And apart, yeah, he is a big player in ICC tournaments in T20. At least we know that for sure. But I don't see Kohli's form. So, like in during 2007-8, Sehwag was dropped, and that hit him hard. And the way he came back after that was a different bloody Sehwag. So I think we maybe Kohli needs also a jolt in his back, just something to trigger a response from him. I think if I was the selector or captain, I would have just benched or dropped Kohli.
It's interesting. It's gonna be very, very bold if Kohli is dropped from here on, because yeah, I think form wise thoda difficulty hai, but we all know that ICC is going to be a different ball game altogether. So it will be very interesting, because yeah, after this test match ends, then the road to the T20 World Cup will actually resume. So the three T20s versus England, followed by that crucial Asia Cup and the West Indies tour, and we also have, I think, one of England or or Australia coming for a white ball series right before the World Cup. So there are lots of crucial T20 series which are lined up for Team India. So we'll see. I think that is the time where
10
we can.
more,
Yeah.
10 or 12 more T20s before we play that India Pakistan game in Melbourne. So
Plenty of time to prepare. Plenty
plenty
of
of
time.
time.
So I think we would want to see more of the main players playing the T20s. I mean, अभी try and testing period हो गया. Now at least जो actually contention में उनको खिलाओ, because we need them to also be match ready and fit properly for that World Cup. Even I think Rahul Dravid made a statement that yeah, we will see more players who are actually vying for that spot in the T20 World Cup play more from now on, and the try and testing period is over. So let's see. Let's hope that Virat Kohli actually steps up another gear and we see the vintage Kohli back in action. तो कमेंट्स देख लेते हैं थोड़ा। रौनक रौनक कह रहे हैं कि हाईलाइट ऑफ द डे बुमराह नो बॉल्स। तो बुमराह के नो बॉल्स तो ऑलवेज हैव बीन द हाईलाइट ऑफ द डे। फॉर्चुनेटली इट हैज बीन फॉर अ गुड रीजन दिस टाइम अराउंड। तो या आई मीन वी स्पोक अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट दैट। तो टैक्टिकल नो बॉल न्यू फ्रेज हम लोग ने आज लॉन्च किया है। तो लेट्स सी। तो हिमांशु, आपके कमेंट्स ने तो मतलब फायर ही मचा दी इन द कमेंट सेक्शन। राहुल भाई कह रहे हैं क्या हिमांशु भाई वर्ल्ड कप में एक ही खेलता है, उसको ड्रॉप करते बोल रहे हैं। Saurabh Desai is saying dropping Kohli in an ICC tournament which is going to be in Australia will be termed as anti-national. What do you have to
I
say
can
about that?
say The question was in onwards T20 international. For ICC tournament, I didn't specifically answer to that. So for T20, I need something, some reaction from Kohli. Earlier, he used to get at least angry when he got out. These days, he's just smiling and going back. No reaction. I don't know what fire अंदर कोहली के अंदर का फायर क्या हो गया, अनुष्का ने क्या कर दिया, उसके बच्ची ने क्या कर दिया. I have no clue. I just want that Kohli's fire back, and I would do anything to get that fire back.
Interesting. So I think this England series, I think it's going to bring that aggression back, because obviously even he knows it that T20 World Cup with it just around the corner, he would want to play majority of the matches from here on. So Asia Cup, I'm definitely expecting Virat Kohli to be playing, because uske pehle there is no major to that is going to happen. So even टेस्ट मैच के बाद ओडीआईस खेलेंगे, फिर वेस्ट इंडीज आई डोंट थिंक मेन स्क्वाड जाएगी. So I think Asia Cup definitely we are going to see Virat Kohli playing, and Virat Kohli against Pakistan, we all know what happens. So I think Virat will have to step up in this format, and I'm expecting him to do wonders. So let's hope that we actually manage to fix that selection headache in the T20 format. So with just 10 minutes left for the show, guys, तो एक quickly prediction bit कर लेते हैं हम लोग. तो day 3, Nikhil, England are currently trailing by 332 runs. So first session tomorrow, assuming that we have a complete first session, who do you think will be ending the first session on a high, and who are your key players to watch out for?
Uh, Definitely, I think with the momentum we've got, we are supposed to, end the sessions on the high. Uh, the players I'm looking forward to will again be the big guys. Our two big fast bowlers in Shami and Bumrah, and one interesting guy who does not seem that lethal, but always breaks partnership, always picks up wickets in Shardul Thakur. He's not been introduced yet, I guess, because there have been
He's
no
too bowler.
partnerships. So very interesting to see that how he will react, because he's shaping up really well. His pace has gotten up a little bit, and he's if he continues to bowl in that foil where he becomes the wicket taker or becomes the guy who breaks partnerships, it will be very crucial for us to take out those. Really, it's a game of three wickets, because Stokes, Bairstow, and Billings. After them, it is slightly predictable that we can bowl Yorkers or we can bowl bouncers, but the bouncers which don't go for 40 odd runs. It makes it slightly monotonous, but the three batsmen remaining, the three well documented batsmen remaining, need to be taken out of the context. It won't be that easy. They are going to put a stand. They have come up as a revelation in test match cricket nowadays. Their mindset is on the right track. So you cannot just expect England to crumble, but really hope that they do, so that we can get a great first innings lead and build up on it. So very interesting, but I am backing the Indian bowlers to do their job, and they absolutely never disappoint. They never have disappointed in overseas conditions, and I'm hoping that they will not disappoint us tomorrow as well.
Matter of 3 wickets is what Nikhil has to say here. Himanshu, you back the statement up, because by this logic, we would be batting in the second session if everything goes well. So do you see that happen?
I would, in fact, add up more. Is that when the thing is that when you look at the scorecard, na, you see that Shami and Bumrah bowled around 11 to 13 overs. It means like one spell has come to an end. But since they had breaks, and tonight also they will be having another break. So it's like they can bowl another 10 to 12 overs together in tandem. That creates another problem for England. And with the new morning conditions in England being very lethal, it's advantage India. And I think, in fact, we might clear them up. And I would go for follow on if we are managed able to manage that. I don't want Indian team to bat. I would see Indian top order does worry me a bit, and I don't want any momentum going towards England side. So if we manage to bundle them out quickly, I would rather enforce a follow on and clear them up. And if we get to chase like 40, 50 odd runs, then it's okay. We'll chase them down easily. Let's send
Interesting.
Bumrah and Rashami to open, they'll score 50 runs.
Yeah, I think follow on can be an option because we know that what England have been doing in the fourth innings with that with those run chases against New Zealand. They managed to chase more than 250 runs three consecutive times in that series. So I think वो भी थोड़ा mind में रहेगा. So with the conditions expecting to get better and better as the test match progresses, it may get drier, but India is only playing one frontline spinner. So England will be fancying their chances if they are chasing anything in the range of 250 to 350. So yeah, maybe I think Imanchi, you may be right. If India actually wraps it up pretty quickly, then we may see England batting again because fresh तो है एक तो bowlers, तो वहाँ पे फटीक का तो कोई बात नहीं है. प्लस इसके बाद कोई बड़ा टेस्ट मैच है नहीं है टिल जून टिल नवंबर. तो या फॉलो ऑन कैन बी एन ऑप्शन. व्हाट अबाउट यू निखिल, फॉलो ऑन देना चाहिए?
यस डेफिनेटली, बट मैटर करता है कि कहाँ पे आप उनको ऑल आउट करते हो, क्योंकि ये थोड़ा सा ईगो भी टेस्ट होता है opposition team का, saying that they have the audacity to put us into bat again, rather than batting themselves. They've taken up this challenge to chase down, believing that we'll give them a small total. सो देखना होगा, अगर बहुत ही छोटे टोटल पे आप रैप अप कर देते हो, जहाँ पे आप उनको 120 130 में रैप अप कर देते हो, आई थिंक इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट सीइंग हु ऑल आर कमिंग, हु आर लेफ्ट टू बैट एंड हु आर बैटिंग. सो अगर वो होता है तो देन आप सोच सकते हो, क्योंकि दे हैव स्लाइटली लो ऑन कॉन्फिडेंस. टॉप ऑर्डर, their top order woes are never ending. Whatever the changes you make, always Root finds himself for 20 for 2 batting, batting out and batting facing the heat. So yes, you can have that option of getting them into the follow on, and to just test them, to set a total rather than chase, because they have elected to bowl first just because they're chasing really well. So you want to take that familiarity and comfort zone out for them. But mind you, we haven't been quite a good chasing side. That would be contrast, seeing the Gabba wins and everything. But you we haven't chased well in England. So that's another thing we need to look upon. So all gates open. I think more or less every option is open. So very excited for the next day, and what conspires to be in the future 3 days.
Exactly, and as they say, day three is regarded as the moving day of a test cricket match. So that is expected tomorrow with the weather forecast fortunately being good as of now. We never know with England. England में weather कभी भी change हो जाता है. But currently, what it is predicted, the weather is really good for cricket tomorrow. So hopefully we get full 98 overs tomorrow. I think it's 98 or 90. I'm not sure about that. But hopefully पूरा ओवर का कोटा हमें मिल जाएगा. So we hope to see a wonderful test match put up together. So let's see what happens. Follow on, no follow on. We'll get to know that answer in about 12 hours time. That's not 12 hours time, 16 or 17 hours time. That's for sure. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, 11:30 after day three. We'll be here discussing about what went right, what went wrong for Team India and Team England. So hopefully we'll be all here in the comment section. जैसे आज थे आप लोग pretty much enjoyed interacting with each and everyone. Rahul, Ronak, Saurabh, Satvik, and even Rama was there. So it was very insightful from the panel members also, Nikhil and Imanshu, putting their facts. Imanshu being a little bit more bold and controversial when it comes to talking about Kohli. So we all love that discussion and fun. So hoping for yet another great discussion tomorrow onwards. So do join us, guys. अगर आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ना किया हो तो जरूर कीजिएगा. We put lots of efforts coming live every day on match day streams. So if you like our content, please make sure to like this video, share it with your family and friend. It will really help us be motivated a lot. So see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 p.m. This is Sanchit Desai, your host, along with Nikhil and Imanshu signing off. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.